In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Psalm, Proverb 28, verse 13. He that covers his sin shall not prosper. Who confesses and forsaketh them shall have mercy. We have two parts in this verse. The first, he that covers his sin shall not prosper. My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, the other day I was sitting on the table and my cook, we had a conversation. She told me that one of her close relatives was very sick. And since I knew that man, I casually asked her, how old is he? He was almost in his late 70s. On inquiring more, I asked her, how many brothers and sisters they are? And she said, there are totally 11 of them, 11 children, and he's the second. And this struck me. In the olden days, the families used to be very large. 8, 9, 10, 12 children, and only one working member. The mother would be in the house, the father is to go out to work, and one person is to earn and to feed everyone, and everyone was satisfied. Everyone was satisfied. There was prosperity in the house. But today, when we see both parents working, only one child, we ask the question, what is happening? And yet, with two parents working, to meet ends is so difficult. Because in olden days, prosperity was something, and today prosperity is something else. What do I mean by prosperity now, and what do I mean by prosperity then? In those olden days, when the family sat together, they prayed together, they were united and shared with one another. That was prosperity. They shared one wedding. They shared their food. They ate one meal. Whatever the mother cooked, with joy they ate it, and that was prosperity. The father coming from home and sitting in the house with all the children around, that was prosperity. All sitting around one TV and watching one program, that was the joy. Everyone came and sat together. Today prosperity is something different. Prosperity is first, how often can I go out to the hotel to eat food? Does everyone have a personal TV to watch? Does everyone has the latest mobile? Do I have a good car outside my house? Do I have a very big house so that I can provide a room for every child in the house? So the presence and absence is not felt. On the table, is there a variety of food where each one eats the food of his own choice? And all this we are doing it by paying EMIs. Prosperity has taken a different turn. Hence, when I say prosperity, my prosperity is only on physical things. And here Jesus is speaking, our prosperity is prosperity of our mind and our body and our soul. Hence, since sin has taken a totally different turn, it is not a sin. Having lots of material things is no more a sin. It is prosperity. So how can I say sin is excluding me from prosperity? Because I am prospering no matter what it is. My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, we are all looking for peace. We are looking for peace. And we feel peace is only to material things. Peace is to luxuries. Peace is by having much. And hence to have that much, paying a bribe to someone to get my things done is not a sin. Taking extra money to do some job is not a sin. Giving my child money to have his own pleasure is not a sin. To skip Mass because I had a late night party is not a sin. To raise your voice against the elders is not a sin, it is seen as freedom. We have somehow changed and remember the word sin and speak about liberty, we speak about freedom, we speak about justice, we speak about our rights. So no more is sin. But yet deep down in our heart, we cannot be at rest. As the psalmist says so beautifully, when I kept silence, my bone waxed all through me. When I was silent, my bone waxed through. I know that I am justifying my sin. I am justifying my sin to the world. But the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in our hearts tells us again and again what you are doing is wrong. And that's the reason we are not at peace. We are not at peace. The world for prosperity is things. But for individual prosperity is peace of heart, mind and body. And peace of heart, mind and body is only when we accept. When I accept what I have done is wrong and take steps to correct myself. Take steps to correct myself. We are in the 5th week of Lent. We are in the 5th week of Lent. And the 5th week of Lent is just before we can go into the freedom of the Passion of Christ. In these 5 weeks, have I gone for confession? Have I really accepted my faults? Have I been a reason of tempting others? The words of the Proverbs are beautiful. If I cover my sins, I will not prosper. I will never be at peace. But if I accept my sins, I will experience the Lord's mercy. And the Lord's mercy is a mercy that will make you a different being. It will make you a different being. That's the reason this season is called the season of grace. It's a season of grace only first if I see that I have done wrong. It's a season of grace only if I will to accept and take the steps to change my life. I have sinned against God. I have sinned against man. Yes, we have sinned. And the only way to accept it and turn to God. Like the prodigal son, the father is waiting with arms outstretched, not to judge like the elder brother, but to show mercy like the father. With outstretched hands to give us back that ring of sonship, to give us back the garments of royalty, to celebrate like slaughtering the fattened calf. Yes, he's gone out of his way to give us this. Are we ready? Or are we yet tempted by the worldly things? This prosperity which we are running after, is only for a few days. It is not going to make us prosperous. It's going to destroy us, individuals, our families. The Lord is saying, I am giving you. Come to me. Come to me. I will reduce your burden. Let us pray, my dear brothers and sisters, that we may use this season first to accept our sins, turn to God, take a step, so that we may experience mercy and prosperity as the Lord wants us, not as the world wants us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
At the beginning of the Second Vatican Council, Pope John XXIII led the Church in praying for a fresh outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Renew your wonders in this our day, as by a new Pentecost. A few years later, seemingly as a result of John XXIII's prayer for renewal, a significant event took place that would forever change the lives of millions of Catholics and the Church itself. On a weekend retreat, these Catholic students prayed that, in some way, they too might discover a renewed sense of Pentecost in their lives. Those who prayed for the experience that came to be known as baptism in the Spirit had experiences similar to all the others: a new depth of prayer, love for the Scriptures, a devotion to the Eucharist, a heart for evangelization, a call to conversion, and a life of holiness. On Pentecost Sunday in 1975, Cardinal Sunens and 10,000 individuals who had this charismatic experience met with Pope Paul VI.
We are pleased to see signs of this renewal.
Long life for the charismatics.
It is my firm hope that the Holy Spirit will find more and more fruitful welcome in the hearts of believers, so that the culture of Pentecost, so necessary in our time, can spread.
We are gathered here, believers from 120 countries in the world, to celebrate the sovereign work of the Holy Spirit in the Church that took the initiative 50 years ago and gave rise to an institution. No? An organization? No. To a current of grace.
In February 1972, Catholic Charismatic Renewal began at Mumbai, with those who have experienced the baptism in the Spirit spontaneously during private prayer. Today, Catholic Charismatic Renewal is present in every diocese and state of India. Today, statistically, it is the largest and fastest growing movement in the Catholic Church and is found in all continents and cultures. Priests, religious sisters, and laypersons make it the estimated 120 million who have been influenced by the renewal movement.